Functional component test component. Sit drum colon space word string harp for greater than inside brackets word name inside bracket sit drum file save. Hey guys, Yokai here, and that was in fact not an alien language. That was me coding with Talon Voice. Talon Voice is a free open source software that you can code with, control your desktop computer, and even game. There are even more features like using it in pair with an eye tracker and even making your own scripts and voice commands. In the preview you just saw, I used one of my own voice commands that I made to make a functional React component. How cool is it that you can make your own voice commands? Talon is especially useful for those with repetitive stress injuries, maybe some kind of disability or some kind of other problem. But even if you're just interested in new technologies, it's still pretty cool. For me personally, as a software engineer, it's almost become a necessity. I have cubital tunnel syndrome in both elbows, and I've already had 2 surgeries. The surgeries I had were submuscular ulnar nerve transposition. Yeah, a bit of a mouthful, but it looks like I'm going to be having 1 or 2 more surgeries coming up in the near future. So yeah, that's why I'm very enthusiastic about making this video. Alright, you probably clicked on this video to learn more about Talon or to learn how to install it. So let's jump into the installation, and afterwards I'll show you a few basic commands to get you started. Alright, let's go. For Talon we're going to need 3 things: Talon software, speech recognition system, and some commands. First, let's download Talon. I put a link straight to it in the description. Alright, we have Mac, Linux, and Windows. I'm using Windows, so I'm going to go ahead and download the Windows now. Alright, once you have that downloaded, there should be an exe you can run. So let's go ahead and click that and run it. Go ahead and click yes, and start the setup guide. We can skip through all this, place it wherever you want. Alright, now that we have Talon, we have the Talon program, Talon console, and Talon home. For now, let's go ahead and delete our download because we don't need it anymore. Next, we're going to need a speech recognition system. This can get quite complex, so I'll link the one we're going to use for this video in the description below. You can use the W2L free, which is what we're going to use. There's a paid version of the W2L, there's Dragon Remote, and I think there's even a speech recognition system that's being developed by Talon, but you might have to donate or be a subscription to Patreon or something. I'm not really sure on that. But yeah, let's keep it as simple as possible and get this installed. Alright, once you have that downloaded, go ahead and extract it. Once you have that extracted, you should see something like this with user, WTL, and a README folder. Next, what we're going to want to do is open up the Talon home folder. You should have either a shortcut, or you can go to your search down here at the bottom left and search for it. Let's take everything we've extracted and drag it simply into this Talon folder here. Great, and that's it. Now we have our W2L speech recognition system ready to go. For the final step of the installation, we're going to get some commands. We're going to use the commands that they recommend in the wiki. However, we're going to use the zip folder I've linked in the description below, unless you want to clone this repository using a CLI instead, but both have the same end result. Once it's downloaded and extracted, basically you want to take the entire folder that you have and just drag it straight into the user. Your user folder should now look something like this. You have your commands plus the engines inside. Alright, we have Talon installed. Before we jump into some example commands, if you found this video helpful and want to see more like this in the future, please give me a like and subscribe. This lets me know to make more videos on Talon. Alright, let's get to the commands. First, I gotta make myself disappear. Alright, let's go ahead and click this Talon icon here. Now if we go down to the bottom right, we can show hidden icons and right click our Talon. We can see our microphone settings here. If you're using a Bluetooth headset kind of like I was, you might not be able to hear anything like music and things like that. I like to program while listening to music. So what you might need to do is change it to the hands-free so you can listen to music and use the speech recognition by itself. Or also, now that I have a better mic, you can set that to your mic there. So I have a Yeti mic. I'm going to go ahead and set it. Another thing you may want to do is drag this icon down to the toolbar. Alright, after setting our microphone, one thing we want to do is make sure our speech recognition is enabled. Alright, let's bring me back. Alright, now that I'm back, you might notice that Talon icon down here is red. That means it's in sleep mode. There are 2 modes, sleep mode and wake mode. If I had to put it back into sleep mode because I was trying to make this video and talking to you, and it was picking up commands, or what it thought was commands. So make sure if you want to talk like in a Zoom call, or just freely to sing along to your music, make sure it's in sleep mode. To put Talon into sleep mode, all you have to do is say Talon sleep. Now I'm going to wake up Talon by saying Talon wake. Alright, so let's start. Talon wake. Okay, now you can see that Talon is green. Talon sleep. Okay, so while it was in wake mode, you could tell that the Talon down here turned green. So if it's green and you want to talk, make sure you turn it back. Launch Notepad. Talon sleep. Alright, so I used a very simple command, launch blah blah blah. So in this case, I did launch Notepad. You could say launch Chrome. Alright, now that we have Notepad open, there are 2 different modes to Talon. There's a command mode and there's a dictation mode. Command mode is going to be mostly programming things. You can still say words and phrases by saying word, and then the word, and phrase, and then the phrase. But if you want to do long, drawn-out sentences, dictation mode is what you're going to want to use. So let's do an example of dictation mode now. Talon wake. Dictation mode. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Talon sleep. Alright, so here's an example of dictation mode. I honestly rarely use this because I'm usually using Talon for programming. Today, let's not get into any programming commands, but I can show you maybe one or two more that might be interesting. Talon wake. Launch Chrome. Talon sleep. Alright, so you can see I forgot to put it back into command mode while I was making the video, and it said launch Chrome here. So that's another thing. Between switching command mode and dictation mode, make sure you're in the right mode, or sometimes you're going to get some funny things, especially if you're thinking you're in dictation mode, but you're actually in command mode. I've had some programs pop up randomly and snap to different screens, so that's a very important feature to not mess up. Talon wake. Command mode. Launch Chrome. Talon sleep. Alright, so I have 3 monitors, and this video is only capturing the 2nd monitor, so this is going to be an important command. Right now it's on the 3rd. Alright, so let's make sure this Chrome is focused on the main monitor that you're seeing now. Talon wake. Snap screen 2. Alright, now that you can see that Chrome has been snapped to our 2nd screen. Talon wake. Focus Chrome. Go URL. Dictation mode. How to center. Command mode. Space. Word A. Space. Drum sit vest. Enter. At the end there, you could probably tell I was speaking some random words. Well, that's because Talon has its own alphabet letter association. Let me drag that on screen now so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll probably make a whole separate video on just the alphabet, so don't worry about it for now. Alright, if you made it to here, thank you so much for watching. I really hope this was useful and really condensed some of that content that was in the installation wiki. Hope to see you in the next Talon video. Peace.